I'm Melissa.
And I'm Laura.
And today we're going to be telling you about staph infections.
Yeah. So kids, do you know what staph infection is? That's right. Staph is a painful skin infection caused by the bacteria Staphylococcus.
Say it with us.
Staphylococcus.
Good.
But Melissa, how do you know someone has staph infection?
Excellent question, Laura. Symptoms of staph include painful skin rashes, boils that ooze pus, brutal blisters, vomiting, diarrhea, toxic shock syndrome, endocarditis, which is an infection of the inner lining of the heart, and in some cases, even death.
Great! And did you know anyone can get staph infections? Regardless of gender, race, and age. However, newborns and elderly are the most susceptible.
Then you got the child.
Hey kids, did you hear that? That means it's fan mail time.
Every week, hundreds of thousands of letters from you guys flood our inboxes. So let's read some now.
6-year-old Isabella from New Hampshire writes, Dear Melissa and Laura, I love your show. I watch it every week with my best friend Riley. We share pudding, crayons, even our toothbrushes. But can we share staph infections too?
Excellent question, Isabella. And boy, are you in luck. The Staphylococcus bacteria is super contagious.
That's right. It has a very high transmissibility. See, unlike other fun diseases, staph bacteria can live on inanimate surfaces for long periods of time, just waiting to be shared with others.
So you can share staph with your friends, family, and coworkers.
You're welcome, Isabella.
Next letter. Here's a letter from Lindsay from Florida. She writes, Dear Melissa and Laura, my uncle has a staph infection. Is he going to die? Love, Lindsay.
Great question, Lindsay.
While staph may cause painful skin lesions, people with healthy immune systems are usually able to recover easily, unless the infection develops to cause more lethal symptoms, such as toxic shock syndrome or endocarditis. The chances of death are pretty low.
That's very true, Laura. The mortality rate is about 20%, but that's only because it usually infects older people or people with compromised immune systems. It's much harder for them to fight off the disease than it is for you and me.
Which means your uncle's probably gonna be fine.
But I wouldn't be so sure.
And now, it's time for
Coco's Corner! Yeah!
This is the part of the show where we ask our correspondent Coco about her personal experience with staph infections.
Let's go to Coco now.
As you can see, kids, Coco's dead.
She got staph and died.
The bacteria developed into endocarditis, a rare but deadly symptom of staph.
That's when your inner heart lining becomes infected, kids.
So Coco, why weren't you treated for staph? There must be some way to cure it, right? Great answer, Coco.
Coco said that it's extremely difficult to treat staph infections. One method is fluid drainage, which is just as cool as it sounds. Basically, a doctor will make an incision in an attempt to drain pus and fluids from boils and blisters, hoping to rid the body of the Staphylococcus bacteria.
Wow, as far as antibiotic treatments go, Coco told us that drug vancomycin is one of the few that's effective at treating the disease. However, it is rather risky and can lead to some totally real side effects like bladder pain, swelling of the limbs, and rapid weight loss or gain.
Vancomycin is usually reserved for the most severe cases of staph infections. So Coco, are there any other antibiotic treatments? Oh, Coco, always a joker. Gotta love her.
But she brings up a good point, Melissa.
She does.
Antibiotic resistance poses a big problem when it comes to treating staph.
Antibiotic resistance? What's that?
I'm so glad you asked, Melissa. You see, over time, microbes can mutate and change to develop resistance to certain drugs. This means that the drugs aren't able to fight the disease.
Oh, I get it. The staph bacteria is adapting to make itself immune to different drugs and antibiotics. That's why it's so hard to treat.
Yes, it would. Strains of Staphylococcus have very high adaptability. Almost as soon as a new antibiotic is developed to treat staph, the bacteria develops a resistance, rendering the antibiotic useless against the microbes. Today, only about 10% of staph infections can be treated with penicillin. Isn't that wild?
It sure is. Thanks, Coco. Oh, look at her, studying for finals. What a role model. I want to be just like her, and you should too.
Okay, kids, it's time for our next topic, reservoirs of infectious diseases.
Can you tell us what a reservoir is? That's right. It's when a bunch of little microbes stay inside a host, ready to infect others later.
Do you know everyone has Staphylococcus bacteria living inside them?
It only becomes harmful sometimes and can live inside your body for a very long time without ever hurting you. Your body stores all of the bacteria until it develops into a harmful strain that could infect you or other people.
This means that you're a reservoir for staph. Isn't that great?
3 cheers for staph! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
Oh no, it's that time again.
You don't mean time for goodbyes?
Yes, Melissa, it's that sad time where we must say goodbye to all of you, our special friends.
What was your favorite part of the day? That was mine too.
Okay, everyone, see you next week when we talk about AIDS. Goodbye.
Bye everyone, see you next time.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid.